Oh.
Okay. So, what should we talk?
The assignment, we also choose one person.
Okay. Did you guys come up with one person? It's kind of like I have to learn from you guys because I'm not in Vietnam right now. So I'm kind of like need more information from you guys. So did you guys choose anyone?
Yeah,
I don't know anyone from Cần Thơ.
We choose one person from Cần Thơ.
That help with like gapping the inequality, or he did something with like inequality to help improve the situation. Anyone, any particular person that just comes up in your mind?
I don't have any persons in my mind right now. It's very hard for me to choose someone in Cần Thơ. You know, I just live in Cần Thơ maybe more for 1 year.
Oh.
And this afternoon when I search the information in the internet, I can't find.
Yeah, and she's living in An Giang, right?
Yeah, I don't know anyone in Cần Thơ, but maybe it's easier for us to choose. For example, is there someone in the Mekong River Delta who is currently a victim of inequality, and why should we care about their story?
Because like when is my understanding with inequality, it's like sometimes it's just like the system, you know, everybody like have this, you know, they don't have the same opportunity. So there's one factor of like inequality. People are talking about meritocracy. That means like they believe if we study, we got education, and then we work hard, then we would be successful in our job or our life. But it's not that true. We face like unemployment, we cannot get a job, and other people, they not have like good education like us, but they can get a job, they can make a lot of money. So I think that is the situation, right?
When I look at the question number 1, Katie asked which person or group of people. So I think may I have the graduate students and undergraduate students, the two groups, two views about education. Graduate students, they think that when you go to school, you have a good opportunity to work or to have a high job in the future. And the second group is about undergraduate students. They don't think university is a good way for them to get a better job in the future. So is it okay for us to choose some groups, just a representative, not exactly one, not exactly person? It's okay?
Yeah, we just like come up with some idea, and then like maybe more discussion needed. So no worry, just do it. Okay, just think up like whichever person you have in your mind.
Yeah, I think we can choose a group of people.
Yeah, it's better if you would choose a group of people.
Okay, so yeah, it's it's hard to pinpoint exactly one person.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So, you can do using my work? do you see my file? How can I share my file to you? Because I'm typing on this my file.
You have to do like the share screen or something.
Share with the word. Microsoft
Yeah.
Word. How can I share?
Do you see the green things at the bottom next to on the left side of charge?
Yeah, she share.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
it's share. Yeah. So you can see my file word here.
yeah. We could see that.
So when I'm not typing, you look and you give me some suggestions. So we will choose two groups, huh? Two groups of people. So which group you choose? In my opinion, I want to choose undergraduate and graduate students. How about
Okay.
you? It's okay?
Yeah.
So I'm typing
Mm-hmm.
undergraduate and graduate students. Yes.
Okay. And this is just like my brainstorming. I'm just want to discuss with you how about like people in the city and people in like the suburb.
Yeah,
Like,
rural and urban people.
uh-huh.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you two think? Should we discuss about rural and urban too?
Yeah, rural and urban. We also have a lot of things to discuss about inequality.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
We come to the second question. Create.
Wait. Number one, we also answer one more question. Which forms of undergraduate and graduate students inequality have they faced? And rural and urban people about forms.
Okay. I think undergraduate and graduate student, then it might be about job
Future job? Yeah.
job opportunity.
Yeah, future job.
Opportunities. Okay.
Yeah.
And rural and urban people, how about like standard living?
Yeah.
Standard living?
Standard living condition.
Agree.
Yes.
Yeah, and also income gaps. For example, the people in urban areas can earn more money compared to the people from rural area.
Yeah,
So
I think it belongs to standard living conditions.
Yeah. And also like
I don't think so. Standard of living, so example,
it's maybe about like
the income.
income rate. Yeah, the income rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, income. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Create a minimum 5 interview question to ask.
Questions, interview.
5 questions. Okay. So should we divide it in the 5 questions would be like for both groups?
Yeah.
Okay.
To ask this person to better understand how their story.
Related to we can ask like it's just my thinking. We can ask them like what are the difficulties they are facing when they apply for a job?
Difficulties.
The difficulty. I think I don't know. We have to discuss about it first. You think like What are the?
Do you have any advantages and disadvantages when you find a new job? So we can separate into two questions.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
What are the advantages?
Advantages. Something wrong about typing. Advantages. What are the advantages when you find a new job?
If I the advantages. How about like I say?
How can you overcome these challenges? How can you overcome when your opinion is different from other people around you?
Maybe, yeah. Just type it down and see, please.
Because there are two things that opposite together, and how can you protect your ideas, to protect your will? How can you overcome?
Okay, let's just like thinking about this one first because it just comes up in my mind.
So,
Question
okay,
is,
can I ask a question? Because I don't understand what is the inequality between undergraduate and graduate students. So
If you
I think, yeah.
graduate, you have education, you have a chance to adapt the education. You can learn something new, but undergraduate, that means you don't go to school and you don't learn something from education from school.
I
think undergraduate is a student from university. They only have the particular degree, and graduate students like master or PhD.
yeah, that what I was thinking. So if what Tan is talking about, maybe we need to use high school graduate and high school undergraduate, right? That's for high school.
It's more specific.
Yeah, more Pacific. High school undergraduate and high school graduate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we choose the uneducated people?
I think that what the real meaning is, but it's very like sensitive and political when we use educated and uneducated, because it's just like now people they try to avoid using poor and rich. They try to use like low SES, that means low social economic status, instead of saying poor, and instead of saying like wealthy rich people, they say people with like high SES, that means social economic status, because like it might make people feel sad and hurt if we use like educated and uneducated. But I think, I see your points.
This is a third question. It's okay?
Mm-hmm. And also, my question is, do you think, just like talk to the people that we interview, do you think you have a fair chance Do you
You think
think you have a fair chance like other chance CE like others to get a job? We may ask them because like a lot of people go to interviews, but then only like a few of them got the position. So we need to ask like, okay, I have the same education like other. How come I couldn't get a job? Because sometimes education like high school graduate and high school undergraduate, it make a difference, the level of education. But let's talk about people with the same education. Do you think you have a fair chance like other same education? Stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. What advice do you give to young people?
do you have any good advice to share? Something
Yeah.
like that. Which advice you give to young people?
Mm-hmm.
Experience. Which advice?
Mm-hmm.
Can you share the most experience? Can you share the most experience?
Mm-hmm.
One more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share the most? Can you share the most experience? Can you share your most? Is it correct? Can you share your most? Can you share the most experience?
What you mean with most, like most hurtful or most uncomfortable or most happy experience? We add something.
Most happiness.
Most
Happiness.
the happiest, then no most.
Yeah. So can you share your most useful?
Yeah.
Most useful experience in your share your most experience. Your most useful experience in your life, in your job, or in your what?
In your like career path, for example.
In your life.
Your life and career path. That means how you get like your work job.
Yeah, your life and
Career path. I mean the way path. PATH.
career path.
Yeah.
The way.
The way how you get your job done.
Which background? Which background research?
Okay, one minute.
Education background, experience background.
One.
What backgrounds research? I think education, some social research.
So can we find the information about how many students didn't graduate from high school in Cần Thơ or in Mekong Delta? And how many students can graduate from high school? And what the problems are they facing? For example, for the students who cannot finish high school, what happened to them?
This is about the questions.
What research do you need to
Now
understand?
with talking about inequality. So I think we need to understand the situation of this group of people. For example, what happened to the students who didn't graduate from high school, and what happened to the people who can finish high school and go to university, so that we can compare the inequality between two groups.
Yeah, it's just like we do some kind of survey following some graduate and undergraduate high school student and see how their life turn out. Well,
Oh, Miss Yến.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Trúc. Miss Trúc, she's talking to us or she's talking on the phone?
No, I think she's talking on the phone.
Yes. Now we continue with number 3, please. What background research?
So I told you, I think we should find the information about what
We should
excuse
find
me.
out the
Excuse me, I was talking to
sister.
about how to send the recording, because usually the other member of the Cần Thơ 7 will be like with the group, so they will do the recording.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
My first chance. Now.
So we find out the
we need to find the statistics about for example, how many students from Cần Thơ or Mekong Delta who didn't graduate from high school, and what happened to their life later on. And this is the same to how many students who can graduate from high school and go to university, and what's their life, what's, for example, what is their income, or what is their life condition, living condition, so we can compare to groups of people, and we can find out what is the inequality between two groups of people and how to reduce the inequality between two groups of people.
Yeah, so it means we try to get the statistic number. We follow student, both graduate and undergraduate high school student, and see what or how successful they are in their life, how their life turn out or something. Let's see how we can put it into how many students. The statistic. At how many students can we put, like number of students from Cần Thơ? Yeah, we do like number of students. Yes, exactly, the number of students from Cần Thơ who didn't pass the entrance exam. What happened to them? How successful they are. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and và ngược lại, how do we say in English? And reverse.
And vice versa.
And vice. I don't know this word.
vice versa. But I used that.
That's right.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, exactly.
And vice versa.
But,
Not so bad.
okay, let me Google
For
it.
number 4, we need to find an articles or a report about the students in Cần. Can we find out any articles or reports about this topic so that we can find out the statistics?
I can find out the article, but it's in 2011 about higher levels of education.
Okay, now the narrative in my what story?
I will share the short of my article here.
Please.
But it's in 2010 about higher education, not high school. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes they might mix match, information that we turn in. Okay, we submitted in. I think it's fine.
And this is my link.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
They say what the story? Maybe we can find a story about one person who didn't graduate from high school and one student who finished the university, and then we can compare.
We compare.
Yeah.
2 more minutes.
Okay. Okay, now we see domestic gender inequality. Yeah, I think it's a big deal too. There is one more group we can discuss about. It's just like between men and women too.
So here, between boys and girls.
Yeah, so maybe we go back to the two group that we choose. We may put like the third group, men and women, male and female. Yeah. Male and female, same education.
And female education.
Of same education.
Of the same
education.
education.
Okay, and then we can include the
yes, male and female of the same education.
Just like both finish college, but how can do women have the same chances to get a job or the same salary as their male friends, male classmates? Yeah, I think we got it. And then amazingly, see, they say two hats better than one. Yeah, and now we have 3 hats.
3 hats.
3 hats. Okay, so great job. Okay, actually, I'm impressed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too. You guys contribute a lot because it's about Vietnam, about Cần Thơ. Okay, see you guys in like.
Yeah, see you soon. I will come back to the main room, to the message. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. We wait for. Okay.
Even we know a lot of inequality in the society, but it's hard to address it specifically.
Yeah, well, we can't talk about all of it at once, but when we focus on one aspect in your mind, I think it brings out a broader awareness. You can see it for gender. You can say, oh, I also see it for ethnic minorities or high to low income.
Mhm.
It puts into perspective our whole purpose.
Mhm.
So not one lesson plan or not one unit is going to take care of inequality. But if we can use this as a lens to think about our entire approach to language learning and development learning, and toward what end we are doing this, then every step that we take, even if it seems very small, every learning objective, even if it seems very, very tiny, is part of a larger endeavor, and that is to reduce inequality.
Mhm. Okay, so let's. I want to hear from you guys about your discussions. Who are my reporters?
Yes, me.
Min Trang. Who else?
Yeah.
From Tu and Yu's group. Who?
Lin.
Lin. Okay. Who else? Han.
Han.
And then we should have one more.
You?
You? Okay. Okay, so again, I want to know who you are choosing to focus on for your narrative and what type of inequality are they facing? Is it gender, income, education, all of the above, rural, urban? Okay. So let's start with Miss Lin. Tolin.
Yes, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Our discussion, uh, we will introduce some students in Vĩnh Châu, Sóc Trăng because of their income and education is low. It's in rural area. Okay, and we will ask some interview. So we ask some student some question to interview them. About, for example, what do you want to do after graduate school? What difficulty are you facing? How do you find the solution of this difficulty and something like that? And then uh, we based on um, some background situation of them to develop this question and have two videos about inequality, and we will link it into our report.
Okay, great. I like that you're focusing on the student's perspective and forward-looking, maybe how they perceive inequality in their future. And then let's go to Min Trang.
Our group just discussed about the group of the people living on the river, like in Kairan floating market.
Good.
As you know that in Kairan floating market, there are some of floating family living on the boat, and also they living on the floating house, and there's the price of the social inequalities for the children there, because in children there they don't have like the advantage to go to school or to have some of the health insurance or previous engagement.
Mm-hmm.
And
Beautiful.
and the people living there, because of their like ancestor cultures, they live based on the waterway cultures, so they just are living from, and also from the season, from the tidal level in there.
Great. I have.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can continue if you have more.
And for example, they don't have like types of the living condition, like they don't have their proper toilet, they don't have like the pool water for living,
And you can say that all of the people in one family, they have to live on a boat, and they move from the area to another area.
Mm-hmm.
And all of their children, maybe they have to suffer about ill literature.
Mm-hmm. I have two questions,
Yes.
maybe to include in your interview or your narrative outline. Will the family continue to live on the river? Is one.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, what was my other one? Oh, do they know about the dams that are being constructed upstream? So there's 12 proposed dams on the Mekong River in China, Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos. Do these families know about those dams? And how does that impact their daily decision to live on the river?
Yeah. Based on some of the articles and also some of the research that I have read, they also mention about that the people living there, they follow the traditions from their great grandfather or ancestor, so they continue living in that way. And although the government also have some policies to encourage them to settle their life in one place, and for the children to have the good condition to go to school, but they say that they can't, they get bored to live just in one way, just in one place. Yeah. And
Yeah,
they also have the knowledge about the game, but they don't know clearly about the impact from the dam. They just know that some of the family, they live from Cần to Cambodia, or also some household, they also from Angiang, and they flock to Cambodia.
Great. I like this. I really like this focus. You're illuminating the connection between culture and inequality. How can we raise equality and still maintain culture? Right? I mean, you're touching on something really important. Okay, thank you, Min Trang. Let's go to Miss Kim Pan.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to choose exactly one person. So our group choose some types of people. So we have three groups of people. The first one, I think about high school undergraduate and high school graduate students. We will discuss about future job opportunities. And the second group is about rural and urban people. We compare about the standard living conditions or income. And the last group may be about male and female of the same education. And when we have an interview, I will ask them some questions like the first question is, what are the advantages when you find a new job? Or what are the disadvantages when you find a new job? Or how do you overcome your challenges? Do you think you have a fair chance like others to get a job? And do you have any good advice to share to young people?
Great, very good.
And about the background, I think it's better to find out the statistic. Maybe in the article, it's better if you have the numbers of students from Cần Thơ who didn't pass the entrance exam, and what happened to them, and how successful they are, and vice versa. About some students who passed the entrance exam. I also find out the article, and I will send you the link later. And
okay,
in my article, they compare about male and female, about boy and girl when they go to higher levels of education. There are some statistics about the percent, how many percent of boys when they go to school and how many percent of girls that they go to school, and also some methods that government can do to support the balance between girls and boys when they go to school.
Great. Yeah, I look forward to reading that article. That's a good point. And I like your focus on three. It's really hard, like we've all said, to choose one form of inequality. So I'm trying to think about how we can capture this in a narrative. But thank you.
Yes.
And let's finally go to Miss Hugh. Miss Hugh.
Yes, can you hear
Mhm.
me? Yes. The net is not good now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
We talk about we talk about gender inequalities in our big family. The typical people we choose, my mom and Miss V's mother. Miss V mother talk about her mom was arranged marriage with a lot of disadvantages like family violence, ignorance, assumption, and a reason her mom have to face some damage in life and have to change their life by move the hometown to get to conquer easy for the current life. And the second person I want to share to all of the people is my mom. My mom is really an intelligent girl in the past, but then she had to be suffered from the gender inequality. In my grandparents' family, all of the male kids had a lot of benefits. They have a lot of good things. They have a lot of opportunity to reach higher education and get a higher position in society. But my mom and my aunts had no chance to do this. Most of them had to stay home and had a grand marriage as well. Was not very happy with my marriage, and she said goodbye to my dad when I was 10 years old, and then she often talk about this, and she was very she think that it's a very terrible for her and her sister lives because of this inequality. And she did not love her mom much because of this. And now she asks us to try to overcome the problem. And I will design some questions to make an interview. The first one, I will start with the question like, were you satisfied with life in your big family in the past? Or why? Or why not? The second one, my question, did you use to obtain your favorite job? Or why? Or why not? Number four, I will ask, were there any differences in the right between male and female children in your family in the past? Number five, I think make comparisons between your family in the past and your family now. And the last one, I asked my mom, what do you think you should do to reduce gender inequality among your kids now? These are on my five questions we design for our narrative. What's about your opinion?
Thank you for sharing, Hugh. I think that your questions are really good, and the context you gave was really personal. You can see everybody on the screen was listening well because it's a personal story.
Yeah.
And you did a good job of illuminating inequality, but on a personal level. I really liked that. Thank you for sharing. And thank you to everybody. I think today's forum went really, really well. I can feel how much you want to talk about this subject, and I want to just congratulate you. I'm going to literally cut this part of the forum and save it because we just had a wonderful conversation about a really complex topic in English, and I don't know about you, but like I'm really amazed by the depth of our discussion. So thank you. Dan, anything to add before we say goodbye? All right.
I just want to agree entirely with what you just concluded. This was evidence of not only interest in the topic, but the teacher's competence and confidence to work together. And so this is evidence that we are moving in a good direction. Next week, we move on to the topic of health, and it will be equally challenging. And it too is a matter of equality and inequality or access to health in the United States as well as Vietnam. So thank you, everybody.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Sorry we're late.
Good night.
Bye.